Hey everyone, and welcome back. This is episode 14 of our Road to Glory career mode with FC Schalke. And you see there in the beginning, we are currently fourth in the league table, and players are dropping like flies. We have lost Jefferson Farfan for 5 weeks. We lost Huntelaar for 3 weeks, I believe. Last episode, Maximilian Meyer, it did come up and show that he was injured, but it ended up not being anything substantial, so we were able to at least retain his services for the time being. But before we get into any games, I'm going to jump in and look at some of our scouting reports, and we're looking for a lot of midfielders and wingers. So we'll take a look at some of those and have the scout continue to scout and also inquire about some of these players as well. If you guys have any ideas about some more young players that I should look at, again, I don't use any of the FootWiz or online uh, sites that would tell you career potential. I'm kind of trying to do this as a true career mode, just using the global transfer network and the scouting network and everything. So if you guys have any ideas, I would love to hear from you in the comments section. That being said, also, if you are enjoying this series, please make sure you leave a like on the videos. We're getting tons of views. It is difficult to get a like, but it does only take a second. But it does show me that you guys are enjoying the content and that I should continue. And if you truly are enjoying, please also make sure to subscribe, and that way you will not miss any further content. Now, the big thing this week on this episode is that we are requesting some transfer funds in preparation for maybe the next transfer window. And again, we asked for a huge amount. I think it was 30 million by the time I submitted it, which I knew that was not going to get approved, but I was hoping that maybe they would give me an idea of kind of what range I could be in order to get that kind of money in a transfer funds request. So that being said, we did submit the 30 million, and I'm sure all the board of directors spilled their coffee all over themselves when they saw that email. But we'll wait for a return reply from them. But we'll jump into the first game of the episode, and it is against Augsburg. And right now, guys, we are struggling without Huntelaar and Farfan. It has been tough. It has been very tough. So we keep moving players around, just trying to find something that I can get going, with the team offensively. But here, we'll start off, get a nice header opportunity, and no, we couldn't get that one in from Schley. It was kind of a weird animation there as far as how he tried to head that. But then you can see there also the left-footed shot not going in either. And then here, this is the epitome of what's going on. 30th minute, boom, here's Son. No, we hit the post. We hit the bar. It's just, I can't get anything into the back of the net right now in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 games maybe. It's just been frustrating. And then here, Augsburg goes right down in the 42nd minute and scores, no problem, puts them up 1-0. And at this point, one goal seems like Mount Everest to climb. The way I'm playing offensively, so we'll see what we can do. But moving up into the 56th minute, they score again. It's like they set it in for a cross, and I guess it was a nice pass there over to the winger on the edge of the box, and he just knocks it in. And now we're down 2-0, and that's pretty quick succession there of goals for them. And then 3 minutes later, 3 minutes, that's all it took. They get the ball again in the box, and then look at this finish. Near post OP. That was a great shot, actually, there from my opponent, the computer. And so Augsburg is up 3-0. So going from, a lot of draws and maybe losing a game by a goal here or there, we've gotten blown out in the last, 2 or 3, I guess, of the last 4 games. And with Bayern being the start of it, and we really haven't played well since Bayern beat us down 5-1. So we'll take a 3-0 loss there against Augsburg. And again, we were 4th in the table, and I believe Hamburg was the ones that were either just above or just below us. So we're also kind of now watching to see where they're at on the table. But you can see there, I'm not getting the opportunities. Possession is okay. I'm playing a lot in the midfield. I'm just not able to put it in the back of the net right now. So it's definitely a dry spell, and it's got us a little worried heading into the second half and latter part of the season, especially with all the injuries that we're getting. they've just been brutal, brutal. So hopefully, coming up, we'll be able to do something to get the team kind of back on track and see what we can do with it, because it's been abysmal is about all I can say about it. So looking in then at some of the scouting emails, see that the scout in Belgium apparently has found all that he can. And then we also had another international management offer, this one from Northern Ireland. And then we got into some of the inquiries that I had made on some of the young players, and some of them were pretty young. I think there was an 18-year-old and I know a 20 and 21-year-old, stuff like that. So just kind of looking at the inquiries that we had put in, and about what I expected. I mean, the prices are fairly low, 1 million, 1.4, stuff like that. So hopefully, come next transfer window, we can start looking at some of those players to maybe bring on board and just create some more depth, because we just don't have much depth right now. So we just have to kind of look to the future, and I guess just hang on right now with all these injuries. So we'll jump into the second game here against Braunschweig, and again, as far as the injuries, it sets us back, because Shalai, he's okay. I don't know that he necessarily matches up well having him up front with Son, but it is what it is. So we have to kind of make do. But here we go, 42nd minute. It made it through most of the half, but 42nd minute. Braunschweig goes right down. Another header in there from the side, and now we're down 1-0. And then, just a couple minutes later, they get the ball again. They're heading into the box, and that's a penalty. So, rubbing salt on the wounds. We're already down 1-0. Now there's a penalty. I'm like, I'll just stay here. And he kicks it into the middle, which is pretty fortunate, obviously, for for us. But we were able to just maintain the goal differential there of 1 goal until the 52nd minute, when they got yet another header. So Hildebrand, to me, is now starting to slow down a little bit. I don't know if it's because, obviously, my defense has been so poor. I'm not sure. But he's really starting to slow down as far as being able to stop a lot of those shots coming in. Here in the 65th minute, we actually pick up a penalty. You can see here, I just tried to move it over to Son's right foot. He takes a huge touch with it, but we will step up with Shalai. I looked at some of the other penalty takers, but Shalai's our best option, and he'll knock it into the top right corner. So that at least gets us back in the game. In the 65th minute, we still have time. So we're looking pretty good there. And then we'll move into the 77th minute. There's Shalai, and he'll feed Julian Draxler inside. A nice little step move, and boom, there's a nice goal from Draxler. And he hasn't scored much lately either. And with the injuries, I've actually moved him into that center attacking mid position. So he's actually he's doing well as far as distributing, or I'm just not able to knock it in. So he actually gets involved himself in some of the goal scoring, which is good to see. It's always good to see him kind of get in there and get involved in the game. So that at least does bring us to 2-2, and we're in the 78th minute, and we're not looking too bad. So now at pause, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just send in some subs, and I'm like, well, I don't know at this late stage in the game what's going to be the best idea, because I've tried a couple other things as far as like Meyer and stuff like that. So I'm just like, maybe I'll just let it go. I don't know. Didn't know what to do there. But in any event, we did kind of leave it as is. So we'll just go forward with how we have it. But so after that goal there from Draxler, very nice. The computer hits me with a kickoff glitch, apparently, and he scores, no problem, 3-2. Awesome. And it's just ridiculous. Like, you can go, I bet you could play, the entire game 0-0. If you score, the computer comes right down and scores. Doesn't matter what you're doing on defense. Yeah. And what's that? Oh, yes. It's an injury. Now, to Uchida, who has been phenomenal for us this year, and he has a torn calf muscle. And to me, that doesn't sound like an injury that is going to be, 1 or 2 days. to to get him healed and back on the field. So now we have lost 3 of our starting 11 to injuries. And not only that, we lost another game. So that's 2 in a row. So now, we went from 4th in the table, lost 2 in a row, lost another starter, and things are looking bleak. Looking bleak. So hopefully we can get that turned around in the next episode. Talk to you guys later. Now we're just trying to go in and win the season warm-up cup. So we'll continue on after our loss last episode. We'll see what we can do here in the quarterfinals. And we come up